Hi, this is Guy. Anybody that knows me or who has watched any of my videos understands that I am all about do-it-yourself. But there are times when you really do need to hire a professional pest controller. Well, it just so happens that I know a little bit about that because, well, I have been doing pest control for many, many years now. And I have crossed paths with quite a few different pest control companies in my time. Now, I think for the most part, pest control companies do try to conduct themselves in an honest and ethical way. But there are some bad actors in the industry as well. Also, there are some pest control companies out there that, even though they try to be honest, the truth is that they do not possess the knowledge, the skills, and the experience necessary to get your issues resolved. I suppose that's kind of a polite way of saying that there are pest control companies out there that simply do not know what they are doing. Even pest control companies that really do know what they are doing and are honest and ethical as well can also inadvertently kind of rip you off. They may not be aware that they're ripping you off, but they are charging you way more money than some other pest controllers might charge to do the exact same work. So today, we are going to talk about how you can weed out the good from the bad and get a reputable, honest, ethical, and knowledgeable pest control company to treat your home or your business at the best possible price. Now, before I get started though, I want you to know that I will answer any question for anybody, anytime, about any pest for free, even if I do not have a video on the particular pest in question. You can feel free to contact me at any time, and I will do my very best to assist. My goal is to save people money. So if you find this video helpful, please share it with someone that you may know who could also stand to save a buck on pest control. Also, if you would like to see more of my videos, then please click on that subscribe button. And don't forget to click on that little bell next to it so that you will get notified the next time that I have a video posted. Now, if you really like what I do, please show me a little love and click on that like button as well. Okay, let's get right into it. I don't care if I am hiring a pest controller, a carpenter, a painter, a roofer, an HVAC company, or any other professional to do work on my house. Unless it is a very minor job that amounts to a simple service call, I always adhere to 10 rules that I never deviate from. Rule 1. Always get several estimates. The more estimates you get, the better. But do not get any less than 3. Preferably, you want at least 6. This is particularly true in the pest control industry because prices can vary wildly from one company to another. This is also true for other industries as well, though. For example, I needed to get a new roof on my house, and the lowest bidder was about $8,000, and the highest bidder was almost $16,000. So I saved about $8,000 just because I shopped. The truth is that I have seen pest control contracts that vary as much as $2,000 between companies. So it pays to get several estimates. Rule 2. Beware of the companies that advertise on television. I'm not saying that these companies are incompetent or anything, but there is a high probability that they are not going to be the least expensive to do business with. That is because advertising on TV is expensive and somebody has to pay the bill. Well, guess who that somebody is? You know that they're going to have to pass along those advertising costs to the consumer. Companies do this advertising because they know that it works. And most people are going to call the company that they see on TV and nobody else. Hey, if they're advertising on television, then they must be really good, right? Well, maybe they are and maybe they are not. But one thing is for sure, they are most likely not going to be the least expensive. Also, another thing that companies that advertise on TV have in common is they will almost always send out a commissioned salesperson. Now, I am not saying that all of them do this, but there is a very high probability that this is going to be the case. Commissioned salespeople go to, well, sales training. And they go there to learn exactly how to close a deal with you. Let me tell you, they are usually very smooth talkers, and they know all the tricks. And the only goal that they have when they enter your house is to get you to sign on the dotted line, because that is how they earn their living. Now, one really good tip-off that you are about to talk to a commissioned salesperson is when you are setting up the appointment and they are going to ask you if all of the owners of the home or business will be present during the inspection or the presentation. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Now, would you like to venture a guess as to just who is going to pay that commission? Just like the advertising costs, the commissions that they pay to salespeople are going to be passed along to you. Rule 3. Never sign a contract with a salesperson present. Since commissioned salespeople are going to try to get you to sign on the dotted line before they leave, you need to establish a hard, fast rule that you will never, ever, under any circumstances, sign a contract in the presence of a salesperson. You always want to sleep on it for at least 24 hours before you make any decisions. This rule has served me very well for many years and has literally saved me thousands of dollars. Always tell the inspector or salesperson up front that you are going to get several estimates and that you have no intention of signing a contract today. Explain to them that this is a hard, fast rule in your household that is never broken. Of course, this is not going to stop that salesperson from still trying to get you to sign the contract. And they have a lot of tricks up their sleeves to get you to do it. Do not fall for those high-pressure sales techniques, though, regardless of how nice the salesperson is. Trust me, they are all very nice. One of the most common sales tricks that companies are going to use is they will tell you the price is only good for today. Hey, you just got lucky because we happen to be running a sale, but it's ending today, so the price is only good for today. If you don't sign a contract today, then the price is going to be even higher tomorrow. Well, guess what? They are still going to give you the same price tomorrow, and if they don't hear from you in a couple of days, the price may even go down. So just tell that salesperson that you do not want today's price. You want the price that's going to be good next week. And tell the salesperson that you are going to get several estimates and you will be comparing the price that you get that is good for next week and not the sale price that is good for today. Now, in pest control, they may try to tell you that termites are eating away at your house so fast that you better act immediately. And since clearly they are the best in the business, they can get somebody out tomorrow or the next day to take care of your problem. Most of the time, when they hand you this sort of a line, it simply isn't true. Trust me, you do have time to get several estimates before you take any action or sign any contracts to get your problem resolved. You see, here's the thing. The reason these people resort to these tactics is because they know that they are not the least expensive company in the business. And they know if you get other estimates, you are not going to hire them because they are simply too expensive. So they want you to sign today so they can handcuff you into a contract that's going to cost you money. Now, sometimes it can be a little difficult to get these people to leave. So what I recommend is simply stand up and tell them that it was nice speaking with them and just start walking toward the door. If they do not stand up as well, then just simply say to them, "Come on, I'll walk you out to your vehicle." I know that may sound a little rude, but dealing with some of these folks demands that you be just a little bit assertive. Of course, you can avoid a lot of this if you simply avoid companies that advertise on television. Most of the time, the companies that advertise on TV, well, just happen to be the national companies. Now, I'm not saying that the national companies aren't any good. In fact, some of them are very, very good. All I'm saying, though, is that you should also consider those family-owned mom and pop outfits as well, who may do just as good a job, but at a way lower price. Also, those family-owned businesses most likely do not have commissioned salespeople. And the person that comes out to inspect your home may well be the exact same person that is actually going to do the work. It is also quite possible that the person that comes out to inspect your home is literally the owner of the business. Rule 4. Always get an estimate in writing. This is a very smart rule to have, regardless of the type of work that you are having done, but it is particularly important in pest control. You always want to make sure that the target pest is listed in the estimate. I know this sounds unbelievable, but I have seen cases where pest controllers disagreed on the species. That is to say, two pest controllers inspected the exact same house, and one of them thought the species was drywood termites, and the other pest controller thought that they were eastern subterranean termites. This is a real problem because those two species get treated much differently. So you want to make sure that all of the pest controllers are agreeing that the species that you have is the same. If they disagree, then I recommend that you go one step further and ask them how they reach their conclusion. Then do a little research on your own to see who you think is correct. Or simply write to me in the comments section of this video, and I would be more than happy to assist you. Rule 5. Always get a written treatment plan. Look, this is your house, and you have a right to know how they are going to treat your house and what materials they plan to be using. Having a written treatment plan from each company will allow you to compare apples to apples. The truth is that not all pest control companies go about treating pests the same way. A good example of this is treating drywood termites. We know that the only sure way to get rid of a drywood termite infestation is to fumigate. Yet some pest control companies will try to sell you a spot treatment, and they will even offer you a useless guarantee that will provide you with some degree of peace of mind that they can get the job done at a much lower price. A lot of people fall for this because fumigation can cost a couple of $1,000, while a spot treatment can be done for as little as $300 in some cases. While that may sound pretty tempting, don't fall for it. Those two estimates are not comparing apples to apples. That is why you always need to get your treatment plans in writing so that you can compare those treatment plans to see which one of those makes the most sense for you. Rule 6. Never pay all the money up front. It is very common that a pest control company is going to want a down payment or a deposit on a major treatment, but it should never be more than 50% of the contract price. There are some unscrupulous companies out there that will take your money and then never do the job. Rule 7. Get references and check out the company on Google and the Better Business Bureau. You want to look at the reviews on Google to see what the experience of other people have been with that company. Also, look to see if there are any complaints with the Better Business Bureau and how those complaints were resolved. Every business is going to have some disgruntled customers, but if you see a pattern of people saying the same thing over and over again, then that would definitely be some sort of a red flag for me. This would be particularly concerning if one of those consistent complaints is that the company does not come in to do the work, or if the people are telling you that the company never seems to answer the phone after they are paid. Some companies will have your number stored in their phone, and after they get paid, they will no longer pick up because they know that you're going to complain. A reputable company will either answer the phone during normal business hours, or they will give you an opportunity to leave a message, and then they will call you back in a timely manner. Rule 8. Never buy an extended guarantee for anything. Pest control companies make a pretty good living off selling people an extended guarantee, particularly for termites. These guarantees typically run around $300 a year, and the pest control companies know that it is unlikely that you will use them for quite some period of time. By the time that they do need to come back and retreat, you have probably already paid them more than you would have if you just went ahead and did another treatment when the problem reoccurred. Also, there is nothing to guarantee that this company is even going to stay in business long enough for you to be able to use that extended guarantee. The national companies may argue that they have been in business a very long time, and even if the local franchise goes out of business, the national company will still honor the warranty. Well, that may be true. You are still prepaying for a service that you may never need. Rule 9. Never buy a termite monitoring contract. If you have subterranean termites, a lot of companies are going to try to sell you the Centricon system. These folks are going to tell you that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread when it comes to termites. The truth is, this is a very good system, but it also ends up costing you a lot of money as well. The Centricon system is fairly inexpensive to have installed, but you have to agree to a yearly contract that literally goes on forever. So in the end, it would have probably been cheaper just to have your house trenched, and you would be good for 5 to 10 years. Again, if you are getting estimates for subterranean termites, it's a fairly safe bet that at least one company is going to try to sell you that Centricon system. The upfront cost of this system may seem very attractive, but be careful. It's going to cost you a lot of money in the end. Rule 10. Make sure that you really do need to hire a professional. A lot of people get intimidated because they don't feel like, they know enough about doing this, and they're afraid that they might mess things up really bad. Well, before you jump to the conclusion that you are totally incompetent, why not watch a couple of YouTube videos and take a look to see how difficult that project actually is? It has been my experience that a lot of the time, these things are nowhere near as complicated as you thought they might be. This is certainly true with pest control. Almost anybody can do almost any pest control job very easily and way more inexpensively than hiring a professional. Okay, that's it for me today. If you found this video to be of assistance to you in any way, please share it with a friend or family member. And if you would like to see more of my videos, then please click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on that little bell next to it so that you get notified when I have another video posted. Now, if you really like what I did, then please show me a little love by clicking on that like button as well. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and please do not hesitate to ask questions. Remember, I will answer any question about any pest, anytime, for anybody, for free, even if I do not have a video on the particular pest in question. I am always here to help.